or Carol will fight me and y'all will fight me because you won't have a recording. Okay, I was pushing it to the limit today and I got here on time. Look at that. My daughter has figure skating testing today, so I had to get her hair all done before I got on, and she leaves here in 20 minutes. So I was like, oh, panic, right? Okay, well, how is everyone doing tonight? Awesome. I mean, I know you guys are like all on mute, but like I got these little things, these little clappers. Yay! So that can be my little cheering thing. So yeah, okay. Let me see. I'm just getting myself all organized here. Life as we know it. Life in the fast lane. Okay. Promise. I'm almost ready here. Oh, Carol's going to kill me because I pressed record too soon. I wasn't ready. That's okay. All right, everybody. How are we? I'm excited to be here tonight. I have the absolute pleasure of talking to you about something super duper fun. I was delegated this topic by my peers. Nadia and Carol and Angie decided to give me this topic. So that's exciting. I mean, maybe that means that I'm a little bit okay at it. I don't know. I'm guessing that that's what that means. So I hope that you take this information and it helps you and you utilize it for yourself. Okay. So tonight what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about scripts and, well, really in that matter, any words that you are using for yourself. Okay. So let's be honest here. Not everyone ever has the perfect words or the right things to say, right? You guys agree with me? Okay. Sometimes I honestly think that it just takes a minute to sit back, look at your case scenario, look at what it is that you are trying to say, what you're determined to do, and figure out if the words that you're actually using are working for you or not, right? And so I think often what happens is that so many of us think that they know what they're doing, and they are, or maybe the opposite, you don't know what you're doing, and we just keep going and just keep doing and expecting things to happen or things to change, right? And so, I mean, more so, it's important to become aware of what we're saying it and how we're saying it, okay? So understanding the words that we're using, your purpose for the conversation, and what you're offering, who you're offering it to, and who your audience is, okay? And what you're wanting to ask of them. So really, and most importantly, are you making the conversation relatable to the person in front of you? Remembering what Mary Kay used to say, WIIFM, what's in it for me, right? What's in it for them? So really just importantly, making whatever it is that you are talking about relatable to them. Okay, really and truly, the words you say don't make a difference if you aren't actually out there saying them, okay? I think first and foremost, this is something that we really need to recognize, is that I can give you all the words in the world and I can give you all the scripts in the world. And if you are not using those scripts, and if you are not taking those scripts and applying them to your business, nothing will change, okay? Scripts are pointless if you don't send them out and connect with people. I don't know if it's necessarily sending out the script that frightens people, or if it's the fear of rejection, but rather the fear of the work that's going to follow that scares people. I think, let's be honest, that you actually have to work this business in order for this business to work, right? I think a lot of people join home-based businesses and different things like this because they think it's easy, right? And I mean, nobody said that this business is like requires no work. Nobody said that that you wouldn't have to communicate with people. Nobody said that, right? You actually have to work in order to get the results you want. So the first thing I would suggest to determine where you are is what your course of action is going to look like, okay? What it is that you want to do. Who are you sending the scripts to? Are you wanting bookings? Are you wanting to sell something? Are you wanting to build your team? Invite a guest to an event? Why are you contacting the person? Okay. What I hear a lot is that often we'll give you this awesome script and like on whatever the hot subject is at the time, you know, right now it's the clinical solution. So we're peppering you with scripts, and you send it to every single person, and it's not working. And then, you know, I mean, it's happening all the time. I quite frequently hear from consultants, I sent out the script, but it didn't work. I got nothing. And, you know, you pout and you put your head down and blah, blah, blah. That's that circle, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. But here's the thing is that, are you taking the time to look at who you are messaging and what you want the outcome to be? So what I propose that you do, and this has absolutely been key for some of my consultants and in the growth in their business, okay, is that you make a list, multiple lists. So one of the things that I suggest is that you either get a duotang with just loose leaf paper, I mean, a book, whatever it may be, and you divide it into 3 sections. So what if it's a book, I'll normally just like front, back, and then the middle, duotang, loose leaf paper, simple, okay? I divide it into 3 sections. And here's what I encourage you to do is write down names of who you want to be a hostess, who you want at a guest event that your sales director is hosting, and who you want on your team. Those are generally the 3 different types of categories that I am messaging people about, right? So I'll just say it again because I see some people writing, but who you want as a hostess, a guest event, or on your team. Now, where do you find these names, you ask? I know a lot of people are like, well, yeah, I can make a list of people, but here is what you need to do is you got to go and find them everywhere and anywhere. You got to go through your old profile cards. I mean, if it's been 20 years, I don't care. Pull them out, you guys. Go through them and look at every single name and decide, do I want her to be a hostess, to come to a guest event, or do I want her on my team? This is my first step, okay? And I do this. I will redo this every single quarter, and I will recreate my list every single quarter. So your profile cards, I mean, if you got married, if you were going to get married, who's on your wedding list? Who would you have invited? I'm going to share, if they're coming to my wedding, I'm going to ask them to help me with my business, plain and simple, right? Your kids' friends, like your kids' friends, their parents, your Facebook list, you guys going through your friends on Facebook, your phone contact list. When is the last time you went through your phone contact list and was like, you're actually out of communication with a lot of those people, right? You know, so you really want to just look at those people and write them down, and you're going to categorize them. Okay. Every single person, you're going to categorize them and you're going to make a decision. They're going to start off in one category to start with, and that's going to be up to you. If she has never been somebody that's tried the product before, she's just somebody that you are reaching out to, what category do you think she should fall under? Hostess, right? Or a guest event. Okay. You're not going to just jump into the team building with somebody necessarily who hasn't even done a facial with you, right? So you really just want to look at that, and doesn't mean that her name can't go into a different category later, but this is truly how I do this every single quarter and how I connect with people. Okay. Now, once you've determined your course of action and what you want the outcome to be with this person, you get to work. Okay. So when you look at your hostess column and you go through all your names of every single person you know, and you have this list, you're going to open it up and you have this list of names, okay? And you're going to look at these names of your hostesses. And now this is the next step of this, is what we really need to do is determine what type of party you're going to hold with her. What kind of hostess is she going to be? Is she going to host a Visly posting party, a Zoom party, a one-on-one, a sample party, 5 products in 5 minutes, test panel party? I mean, what is it that you want her to do? Okay. Do you want her to come to a guest event with your sales director, like a beauty session that we have? Do you want her on your team and want to do a career chat, right? If you're comfortable doing it on your own, great. If you need your sales director support, I mean, you know, all of your scripts and your words that you say are going to reflect this outcome and what you want from each person that you're going to connect with, okay? So here are some of the factors I suggest that you take into consideration before you start blasting out a script to everybody. Okay. I truly, honestly think that you got to look at who you have surrounding you and how you want them to support you in your business. Okay. For me, this is why my 6-5-4-3-2-1. I know you guys have heard me talk about it in the past, and I know that you've heard it over and over again, but I honestly believe that this has absolutely been life-changing for me. I know that often we sit down at our desks and we get sidetracked, we get overwhelmed, we think we're working, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, what did I even do today? I just seen some head nods. Okay, yes, it happens to all of us, right? And you don't often accomplish what you have planned. And I think it's just because the simple fact that we just are so easily distracted. And so this 6-5-4-3-2-1 has been absolutely instrumental for me. Okay. If you do a little each day, big results will come. A little each day, big results will come. The plan is not to call every single person on your list. The plan is not to blast that script that we're going to give you to every single person. The plan is to balance so that you have total growth in your business, so that you have bookings, that you have reorders, and that you have team building opportunities. We want you to have balance, you guys. A little in each area every day creates a balanced business, a balanced personal life. It creates joy for you, and it creates those small daily wins. Okay. So it's coming, Lisa. I balance by using this sheet, and I swear to goodness, this makes all the difference in the world. So it is, I'll show you guys, and you guys, your directors have been mailed it out. So if you want it again, just ask them. I have it printed. I print it double-sided so that in my day planner, it prints like this. Okay. So you guys can see, like on this sheet, I mean, there's nothing there at the end of the week because those days haven't happened yet, right? My planner is filled out at the bottom, but like, look at these days, the days that have already happened, right? And all the highlights and things like that. So I have to use this to keep me accountable because I live a full life. You guys, you know this, I live a full life. So I have to do a little bit each day or else nothing will get done, right? That's just the way it is. So 6 most important list is your 6 most important list. 5 booking attempts, 4 customer calls, 3 coaching-love calls, 2 team building, 1 affirmation. And you know what? Honestly, steps 5 to 1 literally take minutes to do. It's just doing it. It's literally just doing it, especially when the scripts are already made. It takes minutes to do. Okay. Since we were kids, we all heard practice makes perfect. And not every day you're going to do your 6-5-4-3-2-1. But do you not agree with me that if you do a little bit of that 6-4-5-4-3-2-1 each day, that you're going to have growth? Do you not agree that if you have some practice in there, that you're going to get better as you do it? Okay. And not only this, but remaining consistent is essential. We work towards anything we want in life, right? So this is something to work towards. So your 6 most important list, the first one on here, you guys, that is the things that you have to do in a day. Not just business related, but the things that must get accomplished in a day. And you know what? Here's the truth of it. It can't be bookings, customer calls, coaching calls, team building calls, because that is a given that it has to be done in your business. That's the 5-4-3-2-1. That can't be in your 6 most important list because friends, that should have been done anyways, right? So 5 is your booking attempts. Okay. Really and truly, I had to evaluate this. I myself had to evaluate this because I got my systems in place. My scripts were ready to go. And I panicked because every single person was saying yes. And I couldn't physically keep up. I could not do it. And the yeses I was getting so overwhelmed because I had no room to do them. So I had to stop and like really take a look at this. Okay. And so I had to break it down and in like what I mentioned above and what I wanted from each of these hostesses. Was my hostess going to be offered a Visly? Was she going to be offered a Zoom party? Face-to-face? I mean, what I was doing at first is that the 5 people I was contacting for bookings was just posting parties. And so let me tell you guys, have you done 5 posting parties at a time in a week? It's a little hard. Okay. It's a little hard if you want to do it properly. I can do it. I've done it, but I'd rather not, right? What I would rather do is do 2 posting parties, 2 Zoom face-to-face, a sampling party. I mean, if you break it up into different categories, it's not as overwhelming. And you know what? The rewards are more. The rewards are more because you get more out of it, and you are mastering your skills in different avenues. Okay, so that was really what was important to me. Once I figured it out, and I asked a few in each area each day, I was able to do more, and I was able to balance more, and I was able to work less, but smart. Okay, you guys know that that's all what I'm about. Work smart, not hard, smart, right? Okay, number 4 is your customer calls. So customer calls, I have 336 what I consider customers because I send out that many PCPs quarterly to them. Is that a big expense? Yep, absolutely. Is it worth it? Yep, absolutely. Do I put money aside for it? Yep, absolutely. When the quarter comes, it doesn't even faze me because the money is in my bank account. I do my 60-40 split accordingly, and the money is just always there. It's about $500 every single quarter, okay? But you guys, the work that goes into connecting with those people, it pays off. So what I do is I print out my PCP list quarterly, okay? I could show you, it's here, I don't know. I have it all in one little book. I just keep everything all organized and planned, but I keep it all together. And now what I do is I print it out and I do 4 customer calls a day. That is it. That's it. 4. Like that is peanuts to do. Okay. I will give you some of the words that I say in a minute. I promised scripts tonight. I will do the words. But I wanted to just focus on this. So, but pre-deciding what I'm going to offer to these customers is also essential. I can't just offer the same thing to every single person and expect every person to resonate with it and like it. Do you know what I mean? So you have to decide what that's going to be. It's being strategic. So I will take my list. I'll show you for this quarter. I haven't even got through all of them yet because you guys, here's the thing. I do deliveries once a week. Again, I work smart, not hard, once a week. So I just got to make sure that I have enough orders for that one day of delivery. I drive around my city. I do my things. I do my customer direct ships. But I also don't want to do more than my 20 a week because I don't want to overwhelm myself and I don't want to work harder than I have to. Okay. So I take my PCP list, I print it out, and I just go through it. Okay. Here I'm calling Samantha. And so the date, I just write down the day I called her. So I have 01/18. I called her on the 18th and I offered her, I have in brackets 12%. So what I offered her was a New Year discount of 12% off. And the reason was she hadn't ordered from me in the last 6 months. So if she had an order from me in the last 6 months, I thought a discount would encourage her to, right? And so you really got to look at them. If you're a consistent customer who's using the product, like I'm looking down and I go through it and I'm like, okay, this person, Deneen orders from me regularly. What does she need? When's the last time? Hey, Deneen, it's Raven here with Mary Kay. I just wanted to check in on you, see if you needed anything to keep you cute. Because she orders regularly, but maybe she just forgot something that she needed, right? So I'm going to message her at least once a quarter. Every single person is going to get a message from me once a quarter in some shape or form. Okay. So and then I just write down the notes. And like this lady, I didn't even know she moved. And so I messaged her and she's like, oh, can you still ship to me? I live out of town. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can. Yes, please. And she's like, oh, in that case, here's a $194 order. So remember my $500 PCP that I spent? I just made a $195 order in one text. Okay. This is essential. Your customer follow-ups is essential. Okay. Honestly, and if you're not utilizing the PCP program, girl, I got no words. I got no words. It is absolutely essential. Okay. So that's your customer calls. Deciding what you're going to offer them. I mean, we can figure out the words along the way. It's just, what do you want to offer them? What do they need? Have they ordered in a while? I mean, you know what? I'll be honest. Some of these people didn't order in the last 9 months, and I was offering them a 21% discount. Okay. because they hadn't ordered from me in a while. And I was like, girl, I'm like, I'll tell you what the conversation was. It was, happy New Year, Susie. It's Raven here. I hope this year is serving you well so far. I just wanted to check in and see how your products are doing and see if you're running low on anything. I have a promotion going on for the week and it's 21% off all your products. So is there anything that I can help you get or I can get you to keep you looking cute? That's it. Guys, there's nothing fancy about that, right? Nothing, I mean, and so the majority of the people that I sent that out to are like 21% off. Yeah, baby. I'm like, okay, what do you need, right? So it's really looking at them and what they need as well, okay? Not just saying, I'm gonna get everyone 21% off because, well, I need sales this week, right? And that's often what we do. When we decide to start working, let's be honest, you guys, it's the last week of the month. Why is that? Because we took the entire month off. What the heck is with that? But if you do a little bit every single day, you guys, a little bit every single day, on average, and I'm not saying this to boast or bust, like, make puff my head up. I sell $4,000 a month by just doing this. That's it. Just following up with those customers, right? So be strategic, work smart, not hard. Okay, I seen a message. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing communication here. Raven, do you have customers not on the PCP list or do you? Oh gosh, no, why would I not have them on the PCP list? Grace, where are you? If she's on my customer base, she's getting a book. I mean, it's $1.25, right? I mean, that is a $1 investment. All I need to do is sell her one eyeshadow to triple my profit.
I have some people, Raven, that actually say they don't want to be sent the catalog in the mail.
Okay, how about email?
You email them the electronic catalog, you mean?
Why? So what are you seeing that would say, like, why wouldn't you want a catalog in the mail? I'm that confuses me. Does anybody else have that too?
So
yeah,
I do. I have it all the time. I have customers who would like, I'd rather save a tree and not have you send me out a catalog, or I'm okay just to look on it online because it's faster for me to be able to just look on the e-catalogs.
Fair.
I have that all the time.
Okay. Yeah. I've never had that before, ever. That's crazy. Maybe I don't even give them the option. If they buy from me, they get a book. No one's ever complained.
Get a book.
So yeah, then if they say no, I would say, yeah, you have to get them on your customer list. So I would write their names in here quarterly. I would have a little memo in my phone of people who don't want books, but who I need to connect with. But I have one more part of this that I would normally do is I would use my was sheet. So once I've gone through my customer base, then I go through my was sheet and my weekly accomplishment sheet, and I see the things that I've sold to them. And then I go back through that and I follow up. So really and truly, she's going to get a call from me no matter what, if she's actually and truly my customer. Does that make sense? Yeah. So
yes, that makes sense for sure.
Perfect. So yeah, so I'm not missing them out, right? I don't want to miss out on them. I know I went through a phase in my business where when I first started Mary Kay, I was like the best at customer follow-up. And I mean, because I was on it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm like, I can't not connect with people. And then let's be honest, we go through phases where we're like, woo, we're floating through and things are good. And I don't do everything properly anymore just because, right? No, that never happens to anyone, just me. Okay. So then I've come back to a place where I realize that relationship is important and me following up with them is important, right? And so it just depends on what I want to communicate with them about, if their skincare is running out and they need their skincare. And, Thursday is my delivery day. And so usually on Thursday, if I don't have enough orders to go out, I will text people and be like, I'll look at where I'm going and I'll look at my route and I'll look at my PCP list and I'll just kind of look at people's addresses. And I'm like, oh, she lives on Irwin Street. I'm like, hey girl, it's Raven. I'm going to be in your area today. Is there anything that you're low on? I can drop off for you. And then, normally I'll get a couple, ooh, if you're going to be here, I'll take this, And so it's just being in their space. right? It's not really like, I mean, you don't have to think about, it's not about overcomplicating the words. It's just about connecting with them, right? And letting them know you want to keep them cute and that you are going to do all the different, things to keep them connected. Okay, does that make sense? You still with me? Okay, let's move on to number 3 is the coaching calls, I call them, or love calls. Because if you have a team, they need you. They need your love. If you have a team, they want your support. If you have a team, they want to build a relationship with you and they want to connect with you. They want you to say hello. If you are yet to have a team, then I suggest that you send out love cards, love texts, love messages to people in your life, okay? Because they need love too, especially right now with everything that's going on, right? Imagine you're the friendship that you could rekindle by just sending out a text message to somebody that said, hey, I'm thinking about you, hope all is well. That's it, you guys. Mary Kay always taught us to send out cards every day to people. And I know that that's not something that we realistically do anymore. I know it would be nice. I mean, Angie Klotz is the best at it. I get love cards and things from Angie all the time. She's my hero, I'm telling you. But honestly, even a text message to one of your friends or somebody, 3 a day. Imagine the relationships you'd build if you could just do that, right? Imagine the possibilities and the conversations. I mean, you might even end up talking about Mary Kay and it might not even be planned, right? Surely she's going to ask you how you've been and what you've been up to. And you're going to say, life is great. Working my business. It's been the best. I mean, when I tell people that I've had the best 9 months of my career, they're like, what? How? I'm like, well, let me tell you how. Right? And so you never know. That could be the possibilities for your team members, right? That it's the connection. The most important part is the relationships that you build with people in your life, you guys. It doesn't always have to be about work, but those could turn into work relationships down the road. Okay? So I honestly think that those calls are really important. And you guys, how long does it take to send out 3 coaching calls or love calls a day? Like minutes, seconds, right? But it's a step that we're missing. It's a step that we're missing. Okay, the next thing is 2, and this is, yes, I contact my customers on a quarterly basis. Yes, minimum quarterly. If they're using skincare, I have a list on my phone of my skincare clients. I have a list that says repair clients. I have a list that says miracle sets. And then I have a list under my repair sets that says parts, because not all people use the whole repair set. I don't know why, but it says parts, right? And so you guys, so when this Clinical Solutions came out, I already knew who I was calling. Hello, my 21 and a half customers who use the repair line are getting called first. And out of those 21 people, 14 said yes. I haven't even got to the miracle set people yet, you guys. Okay. So yeah, quarterly basis, absolutely. If they're using skincare, you're going to need to check in more. I mean, if they're using the repair set, their lifting serum, if they're using it religiously, that's running out every 2 months, right? So you got to clock that. You got to be smart. If they love it, they're going to call you anyways, right? So they just need those love calls. Okay. Okay. 2 is the team building. All the above, Selena. Text, call. I mean, it depends on the person. You know what I do a lot of right now, which people laugh at me for, but I will do Facebook, because I don't have an iPhone, so I can't do like iMessages, right? I think that's what it's called. I can't call people and talk to them on my phone, but I can on Facebook. And I'll just randomly call people on Facebook and do a video chat with them. And they're like, they usually will do this. Hi, how are you? Oh, you good? Okay. And I'm like, oh, girl, get up. I don't care what you look like. And then by the end of it, we're like this, and we're like so excited to see each other's faces, right? I mean, that's what I do a lot of it now, because I mean, why not, you guys? We're all missing that social connection, right? So, I mean, yeah, I just do those video chats all the time with people. I think my consultants now are just like, whoa, okay, hi, sorry, got to keep my face on. I never know when you're going to call me. So, yeah, however, whatever, however she connects, whatever you connect with. I mean, let's be honest, our younger generation, even below me, like they love texting. They love messaging. I can't even like threaten them to pick up the phone. They won't do it, right? So I mean, they got to do what's best for them and how you're going to do the business. I don't care what you do. Just do it. Just do it. Okay. Any more on that before I move on to number 2? No? Okay. So number 2 is team building calls. So this can also fall into the category above. If you have a desire to build your team, then you got to be making those love calls. You got to be making those connection calls because they're essentially going to turn into the other calls, right? But the thing is, you guys, is we have to ask. You have to ask. The likeliness of a team member falling into your lap is very unlikely. Very seldom. It happens like once in a while. Very unlikely. But if you want to build your team, you have to ask people. The likeliness of people coming up to you and being like, hey, Raven, I want to do Mary Kay are very unlikely. But the chances of me coming up to somebody and saying, hey, Tony, you know what? Mary Kay may or may not be for you. Have you ever thought about it? And then they might go, kinda. Oh, okay, great. Let's call. And then I press that camera button. That's what I do. No joke, you guys. Okay. That's what I do. Okay. So your job is to ask and pass it on. So unless you're having that conversation, you will not grow your team. Unless you are asking people, you will not grow your team. So if you have a goal to be in a red jacket and to earn Linda's challenge, and you're not asking people, you're going to be watching us from the sidelines. Cold, hard truth. So pick 2 from your list, because we made a list with people who you want on your team, right? From your profile cards. Remember we did that at the beginning? That list? You have a list, guys. This is the master list. These are the women you want on your team. Now you just ask 2 a day. 2 a day. I know Mary Kay is probably not something you ever thought of doing, but if I could show you how we make our money, then you can make an educated decision. What do you think? Right? You guys, that's it. It's not like, oh my gosh, do you want to join my team? I'm looking for people. You know, I mean, all those, it's a conversation, you know? I mean, it's probably not something you ever thought of. I'm working on growing my business and I'm working on sharing the opportunity. Would you be interested in listening to the fun facts of Mary Kay with my sales director and myself? Right? It's what you want. Are you learning how to? Are you confident in it? You know, I mean, it's figuring out what you want from this person and then where you are on the comfort level to actually do it. Sherry, number 6 is 6 most important list. Okay, so 2, just 2, every single day. And number 1 is your affirmation. Okay, your affirmation. What are you telling yourself? What are you thinking about? What are you bringing to the table every single day? You guys, empower yourself daily. Do not focus on what you lack or what you cannot do, rather than what you are working towards and the things that you are capable of and the things that you want to do. Sometimes all we need to do is a positive reminder that we're doing a great job. All we need to do is tell ourselves that what you're working towards. And so, you know, I just think it's so important to make a point each day to say a positive affirmation, right? This was always a struggle for me. Because I was like, oh yeah, as if these things work. Why am I doing this? Blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, I'll tell you, I was that person. So you guys, at the beginning of the year, I talked to my team about a pledge. And I know that this is something that National Sales Director Kristen Sharp always talks about. So If you heard, and I mean, a lot of your sales directors might have coached you on this, but it's your New Year's pledge. And at the beginning of the year, right? Working on a word that you want to work on and help yourself with throughout the year, and just basing your business about that. Okay. So I did my New Year's pledge. And so for me, my affirmation every day is my New Year's pledge. So I read this to myself every single day. Okay. Every day. And so here, I'll tell you guys a little bit about this. First of all, my word is to learn. You guys, I'm in my business 13 years, and I can tell you, I don't know everything there is to know about this business. I can tell you that there's still tons of things that I need to learn, and I'm willing to do that, right? I want to do that. And so my word is learn. And the other thing that you're going to hear, I'll read you my affirmation. But what the other thing you're going to hear in here, actually, I'll just read it and then I'll tell you why. So my affirmation says, I am releasing lessons of the past. I am open to all new ideas. I am excited to lean in, listen, and learn. Each day, I will be laser focused on learning new skills and leading myself and my team to the best year ever, full of love, excitement, and new beginnings. Building red jackets, developing leaders, and focusing on all things growth. I am full of energy with great habits and living in a healthy body. Okay, so the reason this has formed is I told you about the first part about the learning and focusing and forgetting things of the past, right? I mean, how many of us dwell on things that didn't happen, that should have happened, that could have happened, that didn't happen? I mean, right? Goodbye. Whatever happened, happened. Today's a new day, and I'm going to focus on what today is going to look like and the things that I can control today. Okay. Now, the other thing that it says, I'm full of energy with great habits and living in a healthy body. Okay. Here's a top secret, but that's not really secret. But for my entire life, I have never, ever eaten breakfast my entire life. It's just not something I've ever done. And I've never worked out in my entire life because, well, I've always been really skinny, so I never had to, right? But here's the difference, is that skinny is not healthy, and it's not going to make me stay healthy for a really long time, right? I mean, I want to be able to run around with my kids when they're older and when I'm older. So I'm like, okay, so I need to make a change. And so I started, working out every morning, doing like a little workout thing, which has absolutely been crazy for me because I'm like, half the time I can't even walk. My body is so sore. I have muscles that I didn't even know were humanly existent, like truly. But also with that is that now that I'm working out is that I am starving throughout the day. So I have a really love-hate relationship with this because now I have to adjust my time accordingly because now I need to eat all day long. I have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I've never done that before. You guys, I'll tell you, I could go an entire day without eating. And not that I was like sick or trying to do that on purpose. I mean, I just could go off my energy. And I would, at the end of the day, I'd be like, okay, probably time to eat, right? Not that it's healthy, and I'm aware of that clearly because I've been working on it. But it's these actions that we have to choose to take. It's not something I ever had to do or until maybe, 5-10 years down the road when I'm unhealthy or sick. But that's when it's too late, you guys. So make your decision today. What do you want to change? What do you want to work on? What do you want to focus on? Okay. I honestly believe that this has helped my mindset stay in a really good place. I'm in a really good place in my business. I'm happy. I'm not getting the huge results that I want, but I'm able to stay grounded and really happy about where I'm at. Right. And I know that it will change, and I know that I will get where I want to be. Okay. So where am I? Time. Yeah. Okay. So once you know who you're calling, writing, messaging, or whoever it is that you're contacting with, now you can determine what you want to say. Okay. I have all my scripts set in my phone. I have all of them in my memos, and it's here. Or I often will send them to myself on Facebook too, or put them in, what's that thing called? Oh, like the cloud thing, iCloud. Yeah, that's it. It's called. Oh God. So I'll put that in there so that in case I ever lose my phone, I still have them too. But so when I go to do my 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the morning, I mean, it's like this because the scripts are here. I know what I'm going to say. okay, I need a person to do a Visly this week. Okay, bam, here it is. I mean, almost never people they're not really saying no, because I just make it so enticing and sound good. And they are like, okay, that's fun, right? I've struggled like getting my team to do parties and Visly and things like that for the longest time. And then I'm like, can you please just send this script? Just do it to 3 people right now. And then both people I sent that to were like, oh my gosh, they said yes. Oh my gosh, they said yes. And I'm like, I know, it works, it works. So you guys, you really do have to get excited about it. And most importantly, just do it, okay? The scripts are there, they're ready to go. So remember, I have a full life. I don't have time to be reinventing the wheel every single day or every single week. I need to be bam, bam, bam. And so that I can work on the other things that I need to do, okay? I try to do these messages first thing in the morning, because then I have time to respond in my breaks, right? So if I'm sitting in the car waiting for the kids to walk out of school, I have 5 minutes to check my messages and be like, oh, yay, a customer responded, you know, or whatever. I have time throughout the day to respond. A lot of them will message me right back right away. So usually in the morning, I'll keep that hour in the morning after my workout just to have those connectivity calls, right? Because a lot of them will respond back right away. And let's be honest, most people are working from home right now. So, I mean, they're working, but they're really not working at the same time, if you know what I mean. So a lot more on their phones and stuff, right? They're a lot more on things that they normally wouldn't do. Okay. So some of the things I think of when planning my scripts: who, what, and when. Who am I contacting? What do I want to do? And when am I going to reach out to them, right? I cannot go through my customer list and send out 50 texts to do reorders, because I physically cannot, I can't keep up with the work. I can't give them the conversation that I should be able to, right? If I'm trying to book Visly parties, posting parties, I cannot ask more than 4 to 5 people a week, because if all 5 of them say yes, I'm in big doo-doo, right? I'm booking for the next 2 weeks. And, you know, people change their mind in 2 weeks. So I try to do like, you know, the next 2 weeks in advance. I don't try to book any farther than 3 weeks in advance right now, like at all, because I know I'm doing a little bit of work each day. So the results are coming, right? Just a little bit. Okay. So you must first create a strong foundation so that in return, people trust you and that they are engaged with you and they want to discuss things with you, right? It is so important to just build that reputation, you know, the rapport with them, right? Build that relationship. I know I fumble on my words all the time. From there, people will want to be a part of what you got going on. They will always, and they're not going to be like, no, I hate Mary Kay, I don't want my products. They're going to be like, no, Ray, I'm good right now. Catch me on the next round, right? They expect it. You know, they're not being like negative Nancy's and hating on me. They are excited about it, right? They wait for my calls, and then, you know, they give you your honest feedback. And yeah, of course, some people say no, but honestly, at this point, I'm like almost happy when people say no. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, right now doesn't work, but what about if I message you in the fall and ask you for a shake up your makeup party? And they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds fun. Yeah, write me down for the fall. Right? So then where does their name go? It goes back into that list at the bottom of the pile of when I'm going to call them. Okay. So I'm just taking names, calling them, putting them back. It's like a big old cycle, right? Okay. So, what do some of those scripts look like? Okay. Let me tell you guys, what do some of those scripts look like? So for my online booking parties, what I have been doing, where am I in my notes? Okay. Where did that go? Okay, so here is one I offered to a gal for, I'm doing online winter escape parties right now. Okay, and so here's like, this is the simplest of the scripts. And listen, you guys, I don't want to send you every single script and everybody has the same mass, you know, texting script. I mean, take the words, take the ideas, make it yours. Focus on what it is that you want and just adjust. And if it doesn't work the first 2 or 3 times, then message your director and be like, hey, my script sucks. It's not working. Help me. Okay, you don't have to say your script sucks. I'm sure it doesn't suck, but I'm like, we'll fix it and tweak it. It's usually just a couple things, right? Okay, so this one again was to, her name is Sylvia. Happy Happy New Year, Sylvia. Hope this year is serving you well so far. Imagine I said the exact same thing because this time of the year, that's what I want to say to every single person. Happy New Year. Hope the year is going well. So I'm starting off all the same. Imagine. Really hard concept, right, guys? No, totally not. Then next quarter, I'll start off the conversation a different way, right? Depending on what I'm going to talk about. Yay, it's spring. The sun is here. Are you as excited as me? Vitamin D. Like that's probably what I'll start it off with, right? Like just to get engagement. So it's not just like, hey, what do you need? Let me buy your products, right? Or can I buy your products? It's that engagement. Okay. So here's what I said to Sylvia, this girl. I was thinking and wondering if you would be interested in hosting an online winter escape party with me. It's super easy. I do all the work and you can get up to 40% off shopping spree to spoil yourself for the new year. Plus some gifts from me, of course. What you think? That's it. And you guys, I will say out of the 10 people that I've sent that to, I would say on average 8 say yes. Okay. So I try only to send that script out 3 to 4 times a week because 2 are generally going to say yes, right? And if I get a no, then the next day I go send it out again, right? And so for me and my tracking system, what I like to do, because I keep all my little sheets and I can go back, but the names that I asked for bookings and they say yes, I highlight them. So like 4 out of 4 said 3 said yes. Right? So I highlight them and then I know. And then when I come back and I go look back and, often I'll look back at my tracking and things like that, right? Okay. So that's what that script. So clinical solutions, you guys, this is game changing. This is so game changing. I'm so excited about this. So here we go again. We're making lists. We're going through our customer names. We're going through our clients. Who's using the Miracle Set? Who's using your repair set? Who's using botanicals? I mean, go through those people first because they're already using the products. Who's using a cleanser and a moisturizer? Those are the ones that you want to ask first. Okay, so the reason is they're going to be the easiest ones to train. Okay, and the easiest ones to coach. I have to show you guys something. Okay, you're going to laugh at me. I want to talk to you guys about thinking bigger because I believe that each and every single one of us is not thinking bigger. We're thinking, I was telling my team this last night, we're thinking in dollars and like cents when we should be thinking thousands and millions, honestly. I often tell people that I'm going to be a Mary Kay millionaire and they're like, okay, Raven. But I mean, I truly believe that that's what's going to happen, right? You guys, we have to believe bigger. So when these clinical solutions came out, I knew little to nothing. When we could order the clinical solutions, I was like, oh yeah, baby, I'm getting this done. I don't know who I'm messaging. I know I'm going to message people. I'm going to work with them. Okay. Here is my first order of clinical solutions. And they're all sold now because I reached out to people and I'm thinking bigger. You guys, if you order 2 and you sell 2, you're thinking too small. Okay. Oh, you're so cool. You're so sweet. Thanks. Okay, so that's truly and honestly what it comes down to is that how big are you thinking? I'm like, this is game changing. This is game changing. If each and every single one of you haven't ordered your own to get started, give yourself a psh, 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 because you are missing out. You're not missing out yet. You don't know yet. You have to trust. You have to trust us that this is what you need, okay? Because it's game changing. And then you have to say, okay, I'm on a mission to sell these and make money. You guys, sell them and make money. Let me give you a little thing here. 10 times 135. Oh, that's dumb, Raven. That's $1,300. That's $1,300, you guys. $650 in your pocket. And here is the thing that they're going to come back and they're going to order this for the rest of their lives because the results are that good. So that is $1,300 every 3 months that I am going to make for the rest of my life. Thank you, Mary Kay. Okay. You have to think about it like that. So when we say send this script out to your people, send the script out to your people. And if you don't know who your people are, find them. Find them. And if you get a no, don't be discouraged. Find someone else. Okay. I have not posted on social media once about this. I have not posted on my VIP page once about this. I have not talked to anybody about this unless they have got a private message from me, and I have 16 of them sold because I am talking to people about it. Okay. I start the conversation with my script. Okay. Would you guys like me to read my script to you? I know for a fact it's on all of your Facebook pages. So if you haven't read it yet, that's your own fault. Okay, so here is my script. It's not opening. Okay, and I made a little picture, and I know your directors made a little thing very similar or something, and it has me doing a little symbol and a picture with the clinical solutions, right? And I have a special offer. So I sent that with the script. The reason is I want them to be because I'm not posting on my page. I'm not posting to my customers. I'm totally not, you guys. I don't need to yet. I mean, when it launches on the 16th, maybe, because I'll probably have gone through everyone by then. And the people who said no to me are going to see the pictures and they're going to be like, holy crap, why did I say no? Can I get on that now? Because they're already going to secretly have known. And they're going to be like, damn, what was her special offer is what they're going to think, right? And they'll never know. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me try this again. So here is my script. Hey, Michelin. So I wanted to share this with you. As one of my valued skincare clients, I want to let you in on a little secret. Plus, offer you a special promotion. There is a new product launch, and I'm looking for 8 women who want to give it a try. But with that being said, it's not your everyday product. It is beyond amazing, a little bit of a learning process, and a little bit of a progressional progress. What do you think? Is it something that might pique your interest? Okay. So let me tell you, I thought about this script for like an entire day because I wanted to target a few areas. I wanted them to make it, I wanted it to be special. As one of my valued customers, I wanted it to be special. I have a little secret. That was the picture. I have a little secret. Okay. I have a promotional offer just for you and 8 women. I'm reaching out to 8 women. Okay. But with that being said, it's beyond amazing, but there's learning to it. And there's a progressional period, right? You see how I put those in there? And what do you think? Something that might pique your interest. Almost every single person I sent this to said, yes, tell me more. Sure. What do I need to do? Yes. Some people said, charge my card. I mean, that's like, honestly, they didn't even ask how much it cost, right? So everybody had a different response. This one that I'm reading said, totally. And I said, yay. How familiar are you with retinol? How familiar are you with retinol? And the response was very like bleak. It was like a little, not much. I know it does this or this. And I said, this girl said, I know it helps tighten up. Okay. Yeah. So then was this next big script. So then my next picture has a picture of the little biocellulose mask because I'm giving them 1 mask with every purchase. That's my special offer. That's what I'm promotioning up. Okay. And a picture of what it costs and the little picture of it. And then the wording says, okay, so this is a longer post, but it is on your guys' page. I know this, but it's an important post. Okay. Only 1 person out of all the people that I sent it to didn't really read it because she was like, okay, but how much does it cost? And I was like, okay, so you didn't read the post, so go back and read it. And she was like, no, I did a little bit. And I was like, I know, but it's not something that you can read a little bit about. You have to go back and read it. And then she was like, oh my God, I'm in. Charge my card. Okay. So you guys, you have to be with this. You have to be strong about this, right? Like, so this post is really important. I'm not going to read it to you because it's really long. But I will make sure it's posted on your director's page. Okay. I know it is. So, I mean, directors we'll get them to tag it back up there. Okay. But at the beginning of it, it talks about retinol. Here's what retinol is. Here's what it's going to do. And I said, it takes an average of 8 weeks for the retinic acid to produce a noticeable change. Some have sooner, some have longer. But what I need from you is for us to work together because it is a process, but so worth it. It is $135 for the 2 products. I will give a biocellulose mask as a little gift, and we will learn it up together. What do you think? Are you in? And that's it, you guys. That's what I've been doing. And now what I have done is I collaborated with the amazing Jennifer Mayland, Angie Klotz's assistant. She is absolutely a godsend, you guys. I mean, this woman is amazing, 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 amazing. What she does for each and every single one of us, you guys have no idea. I mean, she's amazing. So, I mean, if you get a chance, you need to send her some love. I know she was on the call. I don't know if she is anymore, but oh yes, I'm here. I love you. We love you. Okay. So I had this idea and I said to Angie, I said, I could do this. I could put this together, but I'm not as good and I'm not as fast. And so what Jennifer did is she set us up a Vizsla party that we create for these 8 people. So now what I've done is I have 2 sets of Vizsla parties going on. I have a group 1. I will make you blush, my friend. You deserve it. I mean, honestly, you are life-changing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. If I could smooch you right now, I would. Okay. So what we're doing is we have this Vizsla party set up so that you create this group like we have been. And I invited my 8 people on there. And then I did my 8 people on there. And it's scheduled to come up and give their reminders every Sunday, because I've predetermined that they're going to do it on Sundays and Wednesdays. Okay. They're going to do their retinalization process on Wednesdays and Sundays. Okay. So we've scheduled it so the posts come up on Sunday. Hey girl, time to take your retinol. Whoop, whoop, take your picture. I mean, we have it scheduled. And so it's all going to come up. And so now I can work with these 8 people and figure out what it is that they need. And now, you guys, here's the other cool thing is that I don't have to do all the work because these 8 people are going to help each other. They're going to help each other. And they're going to be like, they don't know each other, but it doesn't matter because they're all just as jacked that just the 8 of them in my client base are getting to try this. They don't know that I have another group of 8 going on, but I have a more mature skin group and I have a younger group and I have, I'm working on my middle group right now. That's where I'm just doing different age categories because then I feel like that they'll be able to relate together. I mean, if you have young and old all together, it does not matter, you guys. Just do what you need to do, right? Oh my gosh, I've talked for way too long. I'm so sorry. Yes, we can share the code. You got to get it from your sales directors. Each of them have got it. So thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Thank you. Don't forget to go and edit. One of the things that I did is I edited and I put my before and after picture from week 1, week 2, week 3, so that they reminded that. So I did it. I just kind of added a few things as well. Corporate has some videos on In Touch that we need to download. They were not allowed to download them till the 16th yet. But what I did is I literally took my phone and I stood there like this in front of my computer and I recorded it. So I'm going to put those on there until we can get the actual ones. Hey, I'm a woman of determination. If I want something and we're making it happen, okay? And my thumb was cramping. I'm like, oh God, don't shake. But okay, so that's what we're doing. But you guys, there's something about having a clean sheet of paper in front of you, a fresh beginning. This is your fresh beginning. You don't need a new year. You don't need a new quarter. You need to make a decision right now. How are you going to up yourself? How are you going to change your game? What are you going to do for your new year? This is your time. It's your time. It's the action that's the issue. It's the lack of action that's the issue. So if you decide to begin right now, today, and you go and do those calls and you send out those scripts, you guys, you will have results. You will have results. And if you follow these simple action plans, the growth in all different avenues in your business will come. Okay. Do something different. Do a little bit different. Go out of your comfort zone. I am encouraging you guys to make a decision. If you don't like what is happening, then change right now. right now. Okay. If you don't, I mean, you're going to be sitting here a year from today and saying, I wish I did, right? Just start booking. You have to begin with a win. Go after your hopes and dreams and invest in yourself a little bit each day. Okay. I'm going to finish with a quote from Dwayne Johnson. And he says, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success, and greatness will come. You guys, Desiree, did you do names for me by chance? Yeah, you did. Oh, I love you. Gosh. See, you guys, it takes a tribe. It takes a tribe. We don't do this alone. It takes a tribe. All right.
All right. So,
Oh gosh. Steph, that is way too techie for me. I'm so like. Who is it?
Chelsea, my girl.
Oh, Chelsea. Yay. Okay, cool. Awesome. Awesome. You guys, I cannot wait to hear about your successes. I am so sorry this took an hour, but I mean, words are important. We gotta figure out what we're doing. All right. But thank you for sticking with me. Did you hear somebody say something? No, just echoing.